Hey, what's up? It's Tati and I'm back with another review, this time AEW Dynamite. This episode was so good. We started the night off with MJF bar mitzvah and he's celebrating, throwing cheap shots at Bret Hart. They're obviously in Canada, so you already know that's gonna make the crowd feel some type of way. And while the festivities is going on, we have Jungle Boy music hit and I'm like, oh, okay, so him talking about being champion, he wants to go for the Triple B right off the bat. I thought maybe he'd be showing interest in the TNT title. Anyway, he comes out and boom, another music hit. It's Sammy Guevara's music. And I'm like, wait a minute, Sammy, ain't you in the main event for the trios title? What are you doing out here? And right after that, I thought about it. Like, I was like, hold on. If Darby Allin comes out, that would be fucking awesome. And guess what? Darby music hits and he comes out too. Now all four of these guys are standing in different corners of the ring, and I am kind of marking out a little bit because they're obviously playing on the whole 4 pillars of AEW, and I think that was an amazing way to start off the show. So now the crowd is happy as hell about all 4 of these guys being in the ring. But MJF is not feeling it and he asks, like, what the hell y'all doing in here? And they all answer at the same time that they all want a shot at the title. And that right there just made me so happy. I was like, wait a minute, this is really good. Even though we do have Sammy that's going to be in the main event, I was like, damn, if had it not been for the whole trios thing, then, you know, this would have felt like a little bit more of an organic moment. But either way, each guy, you know, basically spills out why they feel like they should be champion and why they should have this opportunity. And MJF obviously has his responses as well. This is a really good exchanges of words. I actually saw people complaining about this segment running too long. Honestly, I think everything was done right here. So the time, I would say, is about close to 20 minutes or so. It didn't really bother me. But anyway, after everybody says why they should be champion, then MJF started, you know, having something to say about everybody. And then he shoves his hand into Jungle Boy's face. And now they start fighting in the ring. And while the 3 guys are fighting in the ring, MJF is outside the ropes. And Darby pushes, who he pushes? I think Sammy onto MJF, and MJF falls down onto his cape that he had on the outside of the ring. And this is absolutely amazing. I'm kind of hoping they would save this for a pay-per-view, but their next pay-per-view is maybe more than, well, definitely more than a month away, so we'll see how they continue with this. I absolutely loved how they opened the show. It was great. Up next, we have the Blackpool Combat Club versus Hangman and Stu Grayson and Evil Uno. First of all, let me just say this. This is a absolute great match, but I think what matters the most with this is that this storyline is really making the Dark Order look really good. And I really feel like people are probably going to be able to take these guys more seriously. You see, their attitude has changed. They're still baby faces, but they have made a tremendous amount of changes these past few weeks, and it really shows in the ring. And I'm really glad they brought Stu Grayson back. He's from Canada, so he did get a major pop, and the crowd was behind him throughout the whole match. And he did a tremendous job in this match. However, I feel like, I know last week I kind of said that I wouldn't be surprised if the Dark Order joined BCC. That's most likely not going to happen. Maybe they're trying to, I don't know, revamp the Dark Order. And if that's the case, they're doing a really good job at that. This was an excellent match. And matter of fact, I think this match right here really put the stamp on the BCC being absolute heels. Like, at first I was like, they're neutral. But now I'm like, hold on. They're getting booed. They're doing everything in their power, even if it means cheating. We do have Wheeler Yuta, who even uses the bell to hit one of the guys with, I can't remember who it was. But like, now they're really showing like we're full on heels, and I absolutely love that. But still, the Blackpool Combat Club does end up picking the win. Moxley ended up winning with a bulldog choke. And to be completely honest, I feel like losing isn't always losing. Like, the Dark Order is winning in terms of them becoming more established wrestlers. They've changed their way in the ring, they've changed their persona, but like I said, still baby faces, and that right there is going to take the Dark Order into new heights. I'm so happy to see where this is going. After the match, we do have BCC still trying to attack these guys, and then we had John Silver and Alex Reynolds come to assist, and I can't wait to see where they're going with this storyline. Matter of fact, there's actually more going on with that. I'll talk about that when I talk about the main event. Up next, we had Jade Cargill, TBS Canada Open Challenge shit. And I know people were expecting a match between her and Taya Valkyrie. However, we had Nicole Matthews in the ring, obviously with like a jobber's entrance where she don't get no music or anything like that. Now, as soon as I saw her there, I was like, okay, I know who she is, but this is not where they're going with. Like, after the match, the real person's going to come out. It just didn't feel like an organic moment. So you already know Jade ends up winning this match. She's 54-0. The match was like a minute long, if that. And right after that, her and Layla are celebrating in the ring. Renee comes in to interview her. And then we have Jade getting all up in her face. And the crowd is booing her, and they're probably thinking that she's probably going to hit Renee. We know that's not going to happen. And then all of a sudden, Taya Valkyrie music hits, and everybody's marking out. She's Canadian, so that's another plus. And that's what I was expecting. Exactly that. Even if it wasn't going to be her, I was expecting for it to be someone else. She does get in the ring, and she hits a Jaded onto Layla, and Jade is storming off to the back with Mark Sterling in her ear, I guess talking about legal shit or whatever. I like how that happened. Will she be the next person to get the TBS championship? I really don't know. Me personally, I don't like when they bring somebody new and just throw a title onto them. I don't think that's a great idea in many cases. I really do like when they focus more on people who's been part of the company. I kind of hope that in the end it'll be Chris Statlander to get it from Jade, but I don't really know what the status of her injury is. So will Taya get it next? I'm not sure. The match, obviously garbage, but the moment I think was pretty great. Up next, we have Orange Cassidy versus Jeff Jarrett for the International Championship. And I'm so glad they changed the name for this title. The title still looks the same, other than that it says International now. But I'm really glad that they changed that. Hopefully they're going to go back with what they originally planned, was for this title to be defended outside the US. So this was a great opportunity to make this change now that they're in Canada for the night. So we'll see what happens with this title. So anyway, this match right here, it was a great match. However, oh my god, I was really hoping that there would be no interference with any of Jeff Jarrett's friends, but unfortunately there was, and it was pretty much throughout the whole match. Aside from that, they had a really great match. Both of these guys are amazing in the ring. However, I do feel like if you're revamping this title, and throughout the whole time that Orange Cassidy has been feuding with these guys, we've seen a lot of interferences in the match, and it's not really helping with the credibility of this title. So for me, it's a little bit annoying and too repetitive at this point. But like I said, it was a great match. At some point, Aubrey Edwards do kick out Satnam and Sanjay. However, we do still have an interference of Jay Lethal coming out with a Golden Globe and hitting Orange Cassidy with it. But Orange Cassidy ends up pulling a miracle and winning this match via Orange Punch. So, I mean, it is what it is. The whole interference thing is annoying, but I feel like when you take those things out, these two really had a great match. Honestly, Jay Lethal, he's better than all this. Like, he should be holding gold right now. I really think this whole thing is kind of holding him back, but hopefully they just do the right thing with the International Championship, which is defending it outside the US. Exactly what they were doing with Pac the very first time. Matter of fact, I wish he would get it again. I'd prefer that over Orange Cassidy. Up next, we have the Outcasts in the ring. They're talking about why they're outcasts again, trying to convince everybody. And also, they're talking shit about Jamie Hayter and Britt Baker. And to be honest, I'm not convinced with this at all. However, they do have Britt and Jamie come out and they attack the girls, but it's 3-on-2. So now we have Riho, Sky Blue, and Willow Nightingale. They come out. Riho got a pipe that's bigger than her in her hand, and they're going to go attack the girls to, I guess, even things out. And I didn't mind that moment when the girls got involved, because to be honest, I feel like this storyline is so not needed and it feels so weird. So I'm over it. I don't know what to really say about this, but the thing that I'm bothered by is that I feel like when it comes to the women's storylines and what's going on with them, they are lacking so much. It's not as interesting as the rest of the show. Like, this show was really, really good, but when it comes to the women's, I can see why fans complain about, you know, girls not really getting, I don't know, man. I just not feeling it. They really need to change up this storyline. They need to have like something different going on with not just the women's title, but the TBS title as well. Something about it just feels like they're spending a little bit of time on it compared to everything else that's going on the show. I don't like it. Alright, y'all, it is main event time. We have trios titles on the line. The Elite, JAS, and the House of Black. This was a great match. I loved it so much. However, more than the match, there was another storyline brewing here. So we have two Winnipeg natives in this match, Kenny Omega and Chris Jericho. And throughout the match, we do get to see a little bit of the Alpha and Omega in the ring. And honestly, I hope they do end up having a feud later on in the future, because I really want Kenny to be like a singles competitor. I'm a little bit over the whole trios thing. But anyway, the crowd was absolutely behind them, but they were still behind the House of Black. I think as far as them being new champions, people wanted to see the House of Black holding the titles. Now, I already felt like they are not losing these titles tonight. Obviously, they end up retaining. However, the match was absolutely amazing. If you got a chance to watch it, please watch it. It's so good. I just watched it for the second time. Now, during the match, it was like a moment where I felt was kind of random. So during the match, we got to see Dark Order and Blackpool Combat Club battling it out backstage, and then they cut back to the match, and I was like, wait, that is just so random, right? And I thought nothing of it because they continued the match and it was pretty entertaining, so I kind of didn't think about that moment. So right after that match, we do have the House of Black retaining the titles, but now all of a sudden things changed. Okay, so now the match is over, and guess who walks out as soon as House of Black music hits? Jake Hager. I was like, what the hell are he doing out here? Everything's done and over with. He checks on Jericho real quick, and then he gets inside the ring, and he walking up straight to Brody King, and I'm just like, whoa, like what the hell? This just feels random. Then we have Buddy Lee, who basically do like a tackle or whatever, they're trying to push him back or whatnot, and I'm like, wait, hold on, I might want to see Brody versus Jake right now. But then the House of Black end up putting a beat down on Jake, and then out of the blue, I see like from the ramp, Will Yuta is being fucking rolled down the ramp, and I'm like, what the hell? Now it's the BCC and the Dark Order taking their fight from the back out to the ring, and I'm just like, whoa, like this is such a shift. Didn't really expect that to happen. So that moment where we saw that clip of them backstage fighting kind of makes sense, and it doesn't seem so random at this point. So now Hangman, he makes it inside the ring, and then the BCC comes inside. So now it's 3-on-1, and then out of the blue, the Elite steps in the ring. So we have BCC here, Hangman in the middle, and then the Elite on the opposite side. So now BCC's looking like, shit, there's 4 of them, 3 of us, we out. And they end up leaving the ring, and that's how they end up leaving the show. And honestly, it was perfect. The way they started the show was perfect. The way they ended the show was perfect. This is the type of energy that AEW should have been having these past few weeks before the Revolution pay-per-view and even after the Revolution pay-per-view. And this show right here was perfect, minus the stuff with the ladies. Unfortunately, it's a little bit of a snooze fest, but it was great to see Taya come to AEW. She's all elite now. I don't really have any other complaints, so like now I'm really hyped to see what's going to happen next week on Dynamite. It's gonna be awesome. I really enjoyed this show, and it made me feel so good that I don't know if AEW got people on the internet looking at what people are saying, but tonight felt really different compared to what we've had previously these past few weeks. Guys, thank you so much for watching my review. I will be back tomorrow. See, I remembered ROH every Thursday, so the third episode of ROH TV, I'll be reviewing that tomorrow. See ya.